Pilot light. Big fire. Good morning. Welcome back. We had about 3/10 of an inch of rain over the last day or two here, so fields are wet today, but things are drying out. It's windy, it's cold. It's going to be cold for a little bit here because cold front's moving through today, so that's no fun, but it is what it is. I am going to hook up my gooseneck trailer and put it in the shop here this morning. What I have found out over the last couple of trips that I've been making with it, my brakes don't work, which it's not the end of the world, but when I've got it loaded up heavy with seed, those brakes sure are helpful. So we are going to stick it in the shop, go through the wiring, make sure that everything works, and obviously with the rain today I'm not going to deliver any seed, but we might take it down to my warehouse, load it up for a trip that's going to happen here in a little bit, hopefully later this week. I probably won't load up, but I will get it ready, and then we've got some beans to treat this afternoon, I think, and I don't know, we'll figure out what else is going on. Well, I really thought the problem was trailer side, but I've decided that this plug in my truck either wasn't making a good connection or something, but I wasn't getting brake signal out of it. So, and when I plug the trailer in there, everything works. So I'm going to replace this plug, double check all the wiring and stuff. I had to cut this in order to get it apart because this clamp piece that holds it in there was rusted really bad, or the screw that holds that in. So I got to run to the auto parts store and get a new plug. Got what we need. Looks exactly like the one that I took off, so it's probably where I bought the first one. There's the field we worked on Saturday. Looks pretty good. Well, I'm done. Let's see. Oh yeah. Locked them right up. And now it's not unlocking. Well, there it goes. Okay, our brakes are good. They work. That's what we wanted to see. It's raining and crappy out, so I'm going to unhook this quick, and I don't know what I'm going to do. It's a slow day, which is crazy as busy as I am, but when it's 40 degrees or less and raining, it really tempers your enthusiasm to go and do a bunch of stuff. I think we might get our Anhydrous Bar out, put that in the shop so we can go through that this week while it's still crappy out. That is the last major piece of equipment that we need to get ready for spring, so be a good thing to get done. All right, well, that is our Anhydrous bar. That's what we are going to get out. I don't know how much we've got to go through it and do to it, but if Phil's working on it, it'll be a lot. Usually we've got to take apart these colder pivots and clean them up and make sure they take grease and just check for worn stuff, you know, general pre-season maintenance kind of things. Check all our hoses, make sure nothing's cracked and all that. So this is a Dalton bar, 15 shank, 3-point mount, obviously. So it works pretty good for us. There's things I don't like about it, but it is what it is. It works. So we're going to get it hooked up and get it unfolded in the shop, and then I'm going to go eat lunch. Got it. The 3-point needs adjusted, but we probably aren't going to pull this with this tractor anyway, so we're just putting it in the shop. This is kind of the same deal as the planters, where it's got to fit between these posts, but it's a lot easier to get it unfolded in here because it just folds straight over instead of swinging from the front like the planters do. All right, I'm going to head to lunch here, but I decided to stop down to my seed warehouse and fire up my heaters because I think I'm going to treat some beans here this afternoon. And it's still decent inside here where the concrete was warm and everything, but it's cold outside and a little chilly, so I just, to make it more comfortable, I'm going to keep it warm. Pilot light. Big fire. And we'll plug in this one just for good measure. All right, that should do it. Okay, so here's the anhydrous bar. Phil's already started tearing into it. We've got a few things that are bent already. Notice that we need to replace this mount right here that holds this colder arm. The arm itself is not bent, but you can, I don't know if you guys can see how it's angled back like that. It's because it's bent up here. This one in the center here is the same way, and you'll notice this one's really bad because this blade is supposed to swivel and clear these brackets, and it will not do that. So those two mounts have got to get changed. We just so happen to have a couple of new ones already. So Phil's working on that. Here, he went to lunch, but yeah, and then it's just a matter of going through it and making sure everything else is good to go. Like I said before, we gotta check these colder pivots here and make sure that these blades all swivel like this and grease them. And so sometimes the ones behind the tires especially, they get a lot of dust in them, and then they just kind of get tight and they don't turn very good freely. We also are going to go through and check for any cracks and stuff. This hinge pivot on the wing fold there, we've had trouble with in the past and had to weld it up. I believe this one over here has been welded up in the past before too, so we just kind of go through and check all of those and make sure that nothing's cracked and going to break, and weld it up if we have to. That's the thing about this bar that I don't like, is them wings put a lot of stress on those folds when they fold, and it doesn't matter how slow you try and go, they come down with a bang sometimes. So I am going to get a little bit of paperwork around and then head down to my seed warehouse and get the rest of the beans treated that are going out for other people, or I think all of them. Anyway, that's my plan here this afternoon. We'll get that done and see what else is going on after that. Okay, it's time to treat some beans. Fortunately, I got these heaters because it's friggin' cold outside. It sucks. It's like 25-mile-an-hour winds and 35 degrees. No fun whatsoever. So it's nice in here though, and we've got kind of a complicated run to do, which I've been putting it off because I don't want to do it. But I got 3 different varieties to treat and 5 boxes. Fortunately, they're all getting the same treatment, so we can mix up enough to do all of them. But we got to stop and clean out after every variety and stuff, and it's just a pain. So I've got 2 boxes of 2981 that got to get treated, 2 boxes of 2552s, and then 1 box and 10 paper bags, 50 units of 2537. So they're over there. I'm going to go dig them out, get the lids off first, and then we'll come mix up some chemicals and get the treater ready to go. Well, you know that box I was telling you I had to get 50 units of that one variety instead of 40. I was really hoping to put them on top of this and just put them all in the same box, but I think the beans are too big. They aren't gonna fit. I'm not gonna get 10 bags in there. This one's not quite as full. We could have got more in there, but I still don't think we'd get 10 bags. So big beans, that's the problem, and that's why we do 40 unit boxes instead of 50 generally, because a lot of times we can't get 50 units in a box. We meaning Golden Harvest. So I'll have to figure something else out. I guess we'll have to split it and put 25 in 2 different boxes. I think it means I got to get an empty box. Okay, obviously got the lids off the boxes there. I did my calculations on what I need for chemical for 5 boxes. 2 gallons of cruiser, 44 fluid ounces, 120 fluid ounces of yellow, 30 of apron, and then 2 gallons and 34 ounces of water. Well, the water is going to change a little bit because those different varieties are all different seed sizes, so it's just water. We'll just put in extra. But I need to get my chemicals mixing, so I'm going to turn my pumps on to recirculate, and then we'll start measuring stuff out and putting it in our slurry tanks. All right, I've got all the chemicals in there that we're going to need, letting them get all mixed up, water as well. Ready to get the computer set up on the treater and then set a box on. I cleaned everything out when I finished with the last batch, so we don't need to do any cleaning. So it's just a matter of going in and making sure I got the right seed variety and all that stuff in there. Okay. That's all done and ready to go. Our chemicals are mixed. We're going to turn the agitation off. We're going to make sure our valves are in the right spot. process, calibrate, process. Same thing over here. Process, calibrate, and process. We will prime our hoses to the atomizer in there. Fill up this hose here basically, which we do by going here and hitting prime to atomizer. Good, as soon as you can hear it. So we are ready for a box. All right, we'll put the forklift over under that other box that's coming out, because that's the next thing that needs to move. And we are ready to go. We'll hit start setup, double check our recipe, Cruiser Max Vibrance, seed variety 2981s, 2981s, that's what we set on there. Hit start, open the box. Okay, we should get orange beans in a minute. Looking good. The first few did come out red. That was just a function of the chemical that was still in that line was from the last time I was treating beans, and I did not put any yellow coloring in. They got the full rate of chemical that they need. It just weren't orange, but it's only like, I don't know, maybe 100 pounds on the bottom of that box. No big deal. Oh man, big beans need full boxes. Box number 2 of this variety. Continue. Open it up. Wait for the beans to come out. So when this box is done, then we've got to switch varieties, so we'll have to clean out our auger. So I'll open up a little door on the bottom, catch them in my pan there, and we'll clean her out, and then we'll be ready for the next one. Okay, let's see what we get here. There's a few, but not a ton. I'm going to let it run for a minute. We'll see what comes out, then we'll shut it off and see what else rolls out. Well, that's about as much as we're going to get, well, when it's done here. I think that's it. Nothing else coming out. Yep. Okay, so we're good there. We just got to switch boxes around and start on the next variety. All right, that's running. We're working on this next variety. I am slapping my stickers on these boxes, labels that just tell you that it's treated, what it's treated with, and what the rules, all the legal fine print stuff. So making sure I'm covering my bases. Okay, I'm on that single box of the one variety. I decided to hold off on the 10 paper bags for right now. Because I don't have an extra box, basically. I don't have anywhere to put them into. But yeah, so that'll be it for treating beans here today. What that does is clean up all of the beans that I have to do for other customers, with the exception of 2 boxes. I do not have those 2 boxes, otherwise I would have done them now. So as soon as those come in, which I expect them by the end of the week, we can do those. But I do still have quite a few boxes here. These are all our beans that we're going to plant on our farm, or most of them. Some of them are extras in case some of my customers need something in season. But the reason that I haven't done any of ours yet is because I wanted to get everything else done and find out what exactly I was going to use as far as treatment for my customers. I always want to make sure that I can sell them whatever they want. So if they want the inoculant, they want Saltro, they want whatever treatment it is, I want to have it. And then I'll use up whatever's left. I want to use those things too, but due to package sizes and some of them, like, you know, a jug of Saltro treats 480 units and it costs $4,300. So making sure that I am not just buying a bunch extra that I have to carry over is important. So that's why I kind of wait until I'm done with everybody else's, and then I'll go and do mine, and I can kind of figure out what varieties I want to have what treatment and how much of it I've got left to use up. So I don't know when I'll get to them, maybe this week sometime yet, definitely before we start planting, but that's why I've waited for ours. For the rest of the afternoon here, for the next little bit anyway, I'm going to sort out some corn. I've got these 3 kind of rows that I'm starting over here. Some of the boxes that we just treated go with those. Those are each ones for a separate customer. I'm going to start sorting out the corn that goes with those customers as well so we can get that delivered this week. Check it out, guys. We are right down to the end on the corn here. So this pile is ours. Those are the bags that I got this year. The boxes are all mine. And that pallet of corn is all stock or extra seed at this point. So that doesn't have a home. It just sits here in case somebody calls me and needs it. I got a couple more piles sorted out down here for their respective customers. I've got some more to add to that. That's part of the trip that I got to make up north this week. Yeah, we're getting right down to it. So I do need to get through these beans yet, but a lot of those are going out this week, going up north too. So yeah, and then 10 bags off of that pallet goes with that box. And I don't know about the rest. I got to go through and see what all we got there, but we're pushing right towards the end here. Getting them used up. That's good. We'll see how the weather is and how the week goes, but maybe by the end of the week we can get the corn planter hooked up and out of the back of the shop and we can move these boxes down there. And now that I've got that sorting job done, last thing I'm going to do is dump those boxes back into the ones they came out of, stack them up here where they go, and then we'll be done down here for tonight. That's why we dump them from one box back into the other, because sometimes they're a little slow coming out. There it goes. You wouldn't think adding a little bit of liquid seed treatment to a box of beans would make it grow in volume, but that box was definitely not that full before I treated it. Okay, well, that's all of those boxes that we treated. Sorted out. That customer needs 10 more bags of beans. That one needs 14 bags of corn. That's what's left over from a delivery that we already did part of that we got to finish it. And that box goes to the same general location. So those will go together. And then that's a separate customer that everything is there. So tomorrow, our goal may be to get at least those 3 piles out of here and get some stuff delivered. We'll have to watch the weather forecast a little bit, and we also need to sort out those beans, so we'll get to that. Also, I got it, guys. I got it. You guys hear that? I fixed my door. I had it in the shop this morning working on that gooseneck. Anyway, I'm going home. It's after 5. There's not enough going on for me to hang out here until 6 or 7 o'clock at night, so yep, going to be a touch slower of a week than last week was. We'll see. Maybe by the end of the week, we'll be getting back towards things. I just wish it would warm up. Man, it's so freaking cold out here. So, yeah, hit the like and subscribe buttons for me if you would, please. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Don't forget, you can find me on Facebook and Instagram. I've been posting a little bit more on Instagram there. So, at Borderview Farms. Have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow.